Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity to stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process because what we're talking about is more than the idea of just creating engaging content and to post more. It's about understanding how your marketing actually helps you reach your qualified customers. And if you want to learn more about how creativity and all of this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I would love it if you would hit that button below and subscribe to the channel. Also below, in the description box below, are several links. One of them is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is a free download that's actually going to fit in quite nicely with what we are talking about today. It's for those of you who are using ChatGPT and are finding that your content doesn't sound like your business. So this is a free download that's going to give you some prompts and some questions to help you connect your expertise to what your customers need to help you write that better copy. Another link you're going to see is to join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective. We just had our group monthly call this morning, and I am so energized from it. I love the opportunity to speak about things that directly connect to our businesses with other business owners. This month we were talking about visibility and how visibility is more than just your content that you put out. We had one of our members who's actually going to be on a panel speaking for the first time ever for her business, and so we talked about that with regards to visibility. So this is what we do together in this supportive group online space. And I'm telling you, if you need the help with your marketing and you would love the opportunity to work with other like-minded business owners, you see the links below and you know what to do to learn more and to join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective. Okay, today's video. Yep, we are talking about ChatGPT because, like I brought up with the Content Prompt Playbook, there is a thing that's happening that business owners, we're all using some form of AI to help us write our content. And we put this information in and it comes back at us and you're thinking, why does this sound like everybody else? And this does not feel like my business. And let me tell you, you are not alone. This is a common frustration that I'm hearing from business owners right now. And what's interesting is the conversation that I'm having with the business owners is because they think that the problem is with the tool. And I have to remind them that the tool is just a program. You are the human that is inputting the information into the tool. So let's talk about what's going on here, because I think it's really interesting how business owners think that the problem is with the tool. They think that ChatGPT maybe isn't advanced enough. Maybe I'm using the free version, and if I did the paid version, I would get better results. Or, it just doesn't understand my industry. It's just mostly for coaches, or it's mostly for people who have brick and mortar stores. Or maybe they say, I keep doing these prompts, and so then I go and I do my research and I'm looking for the right prompt, and the right prompt isn't helping me. But what's actually going on is the real reason that this content sounds generic. And it's not because your AI tool is generic. It's because what you're being given to work with is generic. So let me explain this. ChatGPT, or any AI tool for that matter, works by recognizing patterns. And what it's done is it's been trained to sift and sort through massive amounts of content, websites, white papers, all of that stuff that's sitting online, that's open and, available to marketing people. All of those social media posts, you think about all of this stuff. I don't know if I'm not sure if it really pulls a lot of social media posts as much as it's pulling blog posts and things that we've written on our websites, things like that. So this is where it's coming from. It's pulling this content. So when you give it a prompt, it's not thinking about what your prompt is and how to answer it like a human being would, it's like it's pulling from its patterns and it's giving you the pattern response back. It's looking at what you said and it's saying, what's the most likely way that this kind of information is being shared? And then it builds from there. So if your prompt is like, write a social media post about how this product can save you time. And the ChatGPT says, okay, I've seen this before. This is a pain point. People have talked about saving time. So what it gives you something like, saving time is the key to the success of a business owner. And when you stay focused on your goals, you can save time. Okay. It sounds like that, right? And you've seen it. We've all seen it. It's not wrong. It's just, it's good content. It's just, I mean, and it's interesting because I see this. I use LinkedIn a lot. And one of the things that I'm doing right now within my LinkedIn strategy is to spend some time in my home feed, really reading what other people's posts are, thinking about thoughtful comments if I even want to comment on something. And so one of the things I'm noticing is I can, within the first 3 sentences, look at somebody's post and go, you just copied and pasted this straight from ChatGPT, didn't you? Because there's nothing here that makes it connected to your business. There's nothing in there messaging. There's nothing that I'm seeing. And, if you think about it, the prompt, write me a social media post about how my product saves time. There's nothing in that prompt that tells ChatGPT, who is this for? What's the situation that they're in? What are they dealing with? What do I want this saving time product to lead to? How do I talk? Do I even talk like that? I don't talk like that. So what happens is ChatGPT, because you've only given it that one question, give me a social media prompt for my product that saves time, it defaults to what's safe and general, because this is the information that it can pull. So when you're feeling like you're stuck, most people are thinking, oh, I just need some better prompts. So they just start tweaking it a little bit more. And then they add more words, and then they try again, and then they expand upon it. Can you rewrite it? And then they go back and forth and back and forth. The next thing you know, this tool that's supposed to be saving you time to write something has now just added an additional hour of you going back and forth and thinking about prompts and rewriting it. And you're thinking to yourself, I could have just written this darn thing myself by now. So here's the shift I want you to think about. This generic content isn't because of the prompts that you're using. It's you, the person who's putting the prompts in, that needs the clarity. Because when you're not clear on what you're needing, if you don't know what you're trying to say, who you're saying it to, and what you want this content to actually do, ChatGPT can't fill that in for you. It's going to try. It's going to pull from its patterns. But that's not your business. So let's think about it from that place. Let's think about it. Let's talk through this. So if you were to say, I want to write this post about why my time-saving product is helping people with their business. Okay, so let's do that. That's about as generic as I can come up with. So you go to ChatGPT and you say, I want to write a post about why this time-saving product helps small business owners. Now, I just said it helps small business owners, so I now have added in some great direction on who I'm talking to, but I didn't say anything about what kind of business I have, what my customers are struggling with, what I've seen in my own work. Why is this a time-saving product? What do I believe about the product? What do I know about your problem? Or where I want them to go next? So what I get is this generalized explanation about this time-saving product and business owners. And I'm sure it could apply to anybody or any business, but because it can apply to anybody's business, it doesn't sound like your business. So of course, what starts happening? We start editing and we start rewriting it. We start looking for prompts that's going to help us fix this, and we start asking it to ask us more questions. And then the frustration builds because now you're thinking this thing is supposed to save me time, and now I'm doing even more work. Let me just tell you, chat didn't create this problem with your content. It revealed it because it showed you that your starting point when you sit down to write your copy and just talking about your marketing isn't clear enough. Because if you're just saying, write me a post for this time-saving product, you are not clear about what you're writing this content for. But when you start to shift the input, everything starts to change. So let's take this idea and adjust it. So instead of us saying, let's write a post about a time-saving product for business owners, I could start with some clarity here. I could say, I want to write a post on LinkedIn for small business owners who are dealing with the idea that they should hire a virtual assistant, but they don't have the funds for it right now. So I want to show them that this is the product that's going to help them save time with their business. Okay, did you see the difference there? I talked about an audience. I talked about a specific problem. I even brought in the point where you have a budget problem. That's why you can't hire a virtual assistant. So there's a belief in there. And then I gave them the direction. The direction is, and this is why this product that's going to save you time for your business is the thing that you want to buy. See, now chat has something to work with. Now it can generate something that sounds closer to your business and what your business does and who your business is talking to. So think about it from that, because when we're trying to sit down and write and we're trying to do this and we think that chat is helping us to do things quicker and saving us time, what we're doing is we're moving through this so fast because we think this is supposed to help us write this quickly, instead of stopping and saying, what am I actually trying to say here? And that's the gap that's missing, and that's what's creating your generic content. So instead of actually saying, help me write this, you need to make sure that your content is clear, that your prompt is clear. It becomes clear even before you write it. You know what the intention is for this post. You know where you're showing up. You know who you're talking to. You know what the problem is that you're going to be helping them understand and untangle. And that's the starting point. And that's the starting point where you want to make sure it's defined enough. So instead of saying, I don't know, what prompt should I be using today? You start asking, what does this content need to do for my business? And that one shift right there, what does this content need to do for my business, takes your content from something that you're just working on to something that's actually working for your business. Because when you are using tools like chat, you're not just creating content to post. You're creating content with direction and purpose and intention. And when you have that clear connection to what you're building, that's when chat becomes useful. And not because the program changed and it's not like a generic AI program. It changed because you did. Because when you're feeling like your content is generic and it's like it's not quite landing here, the piece that you're missing is your clarity in the information that you're giving to chat. When we understand that first step is on us, the business owner, then the creation happens. And that's what makes the difference between content that sounds generic and like everybody else out there, and content that sounds like you and your business. And you want that content to lead someplace, Because at the end of this, it's not about whether your content sounded great and you had these amazing SEO keywords embedded into it. It's about whether this content is actually supporting your business goals, your offers, your products. And that only happens when you're creating from a starting point of understanding the clarity about what this piece of content needs to do. When you start there, you will notice how much easier the rest becomes when you're working with chat. And you'll notice how much less time you spend trying to fix things and seeing content that's going to actually see results for your business. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode is starting to give you some ideas to learn new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that button below and share it. And then hit that button below, hit the like button below, and then do me a favor, hit the share button, and then share this with another business owner, because I truly believe that these conversations are important, that all of us need to know about this. And if you want to join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective and you've got these ideas and you want to learn how to turn this into a content plan that's going to drive sales, the link is below so that you can see real growth in your business, because you are magnificent, my friend, and let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.